And you're welcome for a Tuesday morning here. We can't get started without the papers. So let's take a look at the front pages of all the dailies, well, some of the dailies, and we'll tell you what they say. I've got Mike here with me. Mr. Mike, Mr. Kenno, you are welcome. Thank you very much.
Don't you used to have refreshment for your guest analyst?
Mr. Mike, this is the news.
You don't you have guest refreshment for your guest analyst? I don't like this.
Healthy grease.
I've decided I'm not allowed.
Thank you, sir, for joining us. Is that enough?
Let me just because it's you. Let me just allow.
Let's get started already with our very first daily for today. We're going to be taking a look at the Vanguard newspaper for a Tuesday. Tuesday edition here has this as its major headline. Inauguration power show as 10th National Assembly gets underway today. Akpabio Yari square up for Senate presidency. Abbas Wase for reps speakership. Lots of riders after that. But there are other headlines that I'd like us to touch on. June 12, which was yesterday, Abiola was forerunner to entrenched democracy tenets in Nigeria, say Kingibe. And of course, anthrax, stop eating pomo, bushmeat, FG tells Nigerians. We'll get to that. On June 12, INEC APC dishonored Abiola's memory, says PDP. And this one here, no witch hunt in cancelling employment of 12,000 civil servants. Let's talk about yesterday.
Yeah, June 12.
Of Democracy Day. A lot happened yesterday, and we're going to see that in most of the headlines to come, some bills and all of that. But the fact that June 12th is being recognized as our Democracy Day, and also one of the forerunners, Abiola, is one of the people who are being recognized. There was something about the family, however, requesting that the family be given certain entitlements due to the fact that he was first up to push the agenda of democracy.
Yeah.
I don't see why not. I mean, they paid an ultimate price for it, so one would think that perhaps maybe that they should get some kind of
at different points. I mean, the family has been in few ways recognized. There was also a video trending of Kudirat Abiola when the daughter, one of her daughters, was receiving that commendation sort of for her mom when that road was renamed after her and all of that. There's the MKO Abiola Stadium, the National Stadium, which was renamed to the MKO Abiola Stadium, which was recently and all of that. I just want to do a throwback. I don't know, what were you, can you remember what you were doing on June 12, 1993?
I was returning from secondary school.
What class were you in then? You couldn't have just three.
Somewhere around there.
You couldn't, be more than just
Chef Shebiotimo where I was.
It couldn't be more than just two, because I think I was in just one. I was just getting to school, just one that time, and in fact, why it sticks in my mind was that I was supposed to go to military school in Jos. I had written the common entrance. I had passed. It was in Port Harcourt Air Force military. I had written it. So I was supposed to travel to resume, you know, at the military school in Jos, and then there was that. And then it just happened. The annulment just happened, and the whole country wasn't stable to travel. So June 12, 1993 always has that memory back and all of that. Well, it entrenched our democracy as it is. It's what we can make reference on as a landmark. And yes, I think that whichever kind of honor that we can give to the family is a good one.
Yeah. Real quick, before you go to your paper, let me touch on this headline here inside of the Vanguard. Subsidy, Nigerians groaning, says the NBA, as they tell Tinubu. Really, there's been plenty of talk about the situation regarding the fuel subsidy and all. The NBA told that Nigerians, when you look at the general proportion of people, how they're suffering with everything that's going on. Especially the tankers, the tanker drivers and the association. The fact that they have to pay, I think it's 162% more now, and it's causing them a very big backlog because they can't afford that. And regarding the deregulation, the fact that it's not really deregulated.
It's still, you know, it's just something that is just new. It's just coming in. I was talking to someone, and I you know, for those of us who don't know the origin of subsidy, as it were, this subsidy was supposed to be for what, 18 months? When refineries are having issues, they're like, okay, let's get fuel from outside. Let us close down our refineries for maintenance, and for 1 year, it was pushed to 18 months. And then when we are done, our refineries are okay. But in that period, let us pay some part of the money to reduce the effect. And then something for 18 months has now stretched what, to 20 years plus and all of that, decades, and it has gone on.
That's
you know. But then it will take some time. We'll put it in place, and then we'll move on.
All right, what paper do you have?
Yeah, so maybe let's take a look at Guardian. And of course, the major one here, I want to talk about student loans. Indigent students to access education loans as Tinubu signs law. First of all, this is the hallmark of a nation that wants to move forward. Because everywhere you go, you have those things, especially for people, you know that there are a number of people who are qualified and cannot pay their fees. In countries we see, but the issue now is with the repayment of these loans. That's what a number of people are having issues with. And I must say that let us wait to see the terms and conditions that are going to be fully, you understand? But I know that whenever it comes to loans, it is until if you don't have a job, they will not come and put gun on your head.
Because you actually have to be an indigene of the state where you are suggesting that you want to go to.
Okay.
And there are also other parameters that you have to fall inside, which is, I think, a 500,000 naira joint, what's it called, with your parents.
With your parents.
If they earn above 500,000 naira, then you can't get it.
Then you can't get the loan.
There's a whole lot there.
Okay, but then that means if we keep to it, that means that it will go to those who need it the most.
Exactly. But
and that is a good thing.
Would it eventually benefit the education system as a whole?
If we roll it out well, very much.
These are questions.
It will be. There are questions, yes. If we roll it out well, if we keep to it, and I love what you're saying that there's a limit, but the point is let corruption not enter. Because if corruption should enter, it's going to be a problem. You understand?
All right. Moving on to our last paper, all we can afford this morning. The Punch newspaper, National Assembly APC appointed candidates rebels to slug it out. Yari, others failed to step down for Akpabio. At the top of the Punch, anti-graft groups want NDIC probed, and ASUP expressed doubt over student loan. There you go. Families demand presidential entitlement for Abiola. I think we spoke about that one. And there are other headlines here. The photo story shows Tinubu governors urge Nigerians to defend democracy. This is on the Democracy Day just from yesterday. That's all we have for the front page of the Punch newspaper. And unfortunately, Mike, we can't talk about that because we have run out of time. I'm being directed. But thank you very much, sir.
Where's my pizza and champagne?